Former Liverpool centre-back Jamie Carragher believes that Erik Ten Hag has not brought any distinct style to Manchester United in his 18 months in charge. No one here can explain how Manchester United plays and what they tried to do before Manchester City, the former Liverpool defender said on Sky Sports. Ten Hag has been at the club for nearly 18 months. We've seen what Unai Emery can do with Aston Villa or how Ange Postecoglou has elevated Tottenham in a shorter time. I don't need Ten Hag to help Manchester United win every week. But at least, I want to know what they will do every time I watch a match. We still can't figure that out. Can anyone tell me what Manchester United will do when they have the ball? Last season, Manchester United beat Manchester City 2-1 at Old Trafford, winning the League Cup, their first trophy under Ten Hag, and finishing third in the Premier League. However, the Red Devils seem to be struggling this season despite continuing to bring in expensive new signings. They have lost half of their matches in the first 10 rounds, including a 0-3 defeat in the Manchester derby the previous weekend. In their first 10 matches, Manchester United scored only 11 goals, which is just as many as Erling Haaland scored on his own. They are 8 points behind fourth-placed Liverpool and 11 points behind league leaders Tottenham. Some Manchester United fans blame the Glazer family for the club's troubles, or off-field issues like Antony's alleged assault on his girlfriend or Jadon Sancho's reported conflicts with Ten Hag. Carragher also believes that the club's ownership issues during the change of ownership may have affected Ten Hag, but he doesn't think this is a valid excuse for the team's poor performance on the field at Old Trafford. According to the British media, the Glazers are preparing to sell 25% of the club's shares to billionaire Jim Ratcliffe, who will be given control of the club's footballing operations. Every time they lose, people complain about the owners. Of course, that doesn't bring positive results and the fans are not happy. But what I want to talk about is the style of play. What Ten Hag does on the training ground from Monday to Friday has nothing to do with Jim Ratcliffe's presence. What does he want the team to do? If he wants them to play out from the back, like the big clubs, what will Manchester United do with the ball, he said. Carragher even suspects that Manchester United is trying to avoid being comprehensively beaten by stronger opponents. He believes that they play like a weaker team, frequently resorting to long passes and counterattacks. He also questions Ten Hag's approach to working with new players. Ten Hag's signings at Old Trafford have also failed to make a strong impression. Antony, the second most expensive player in the club's history at $99 million, failed to make any impact when he came on in the second half of the derby. Mason Mount, who arrived from Chelsea in the summer for $73 million, has been on the bench for the third consecutive game and has played poorly since joining Manchester United, while Fiorentina loanee Sofian Amrabat was substituted at half-time. Meanwhile, Casemiro is struggling to find his form after joining from Real for $73 million last summer. The Brazilian midfielder was absent on Sunday, and Carragher believes he is one of the worst signings Manchester United has ever made. Sharing this view, former Manchester United defender Gary Neville believes that the club has given too much authority to Ten Hag in the transfer policy. They let a manager from elsewhere decide the transfer policy when the club should have been managing that. Manchester United bought 8 players from the Dutch league. Essentially, that's a league that Ten Hag understands and trusts, he said.